All right, 3-3. This is another long stage. It's not. This stage was strange for me. There's really no reason that this stage should have been as difficult for me when I was first starting out as it was, but it really, really was. I This is not an inherently difficult stage. The first screen can be really tricky when you're first starting out, but it really is not super difficult. It's got a submarine section in it that's really boring. But other than that, this stage took me about an hour and 45 minutes to get a clean enough run that I felt good enough showcasing as a tutorial. So it may be easier for some people, but this level is just, it was my first real wall. I actually quit learning when I got to the stage for almost 2 weeks because this stage was just giving me so much trouble. So, it's really not that hard, but it does have some tricky sections that I'm going to cover. So let's dive right in. So right as you start off, there's a post here. There's all kind of different ways you can do this first section. There's really no right or wrong way as long as you're not running on the mud or losing a bunch of speed. So what I do is I jump off the post and I eat that green thing the monkey's holding. And I make an egg. And as I'm coming down, I make the egg. I grab this monkey as well. And I make that egg coming down. And as you can see, I got kind of bad RNG with the egg here. So I tried to jump up and back tongue it so that it would come to me. There's a lot of inputs going on right here. So I back tongue that egg. You don't have to do that. I just wanted to make sure I had the extra egg. And you really want to pay attention to this monkey because sometimes he'll get on the post and he'll mess up your jump and it's just really weird. You want to make sure you avoid this guy. But after I get that, after I jump up here, I start aiming an egg at this cloud here. It's got a flower in it. And there's a blue blarg here that will come up as soon as you jump over. And this is a very, very fast break open the cloud and shoot the flower. So I start aiming the egg and I throw the egg as I'm jumping up here. And after I throw the egg, I land on the post and jump off and immediately turn around and throw a neutral to grab the flower. So that kind of looks like this. So it's very quick. Not inherently difficult when you get the rhythm down. But that's essentially what you're shooting for. There's other methods that people do, like spitting a monkey out to get the flower. So you just kind of have to kind of play with this to see what works for you. But I recommend this strat. It's not too difficult. But sometimes you do get hit by the blarg here. And, you know, if that happens, you just, in a run, you're just going to have to adapt. So after that, I jump off of this section here and keep going. Make sure, sometimes you have to jump to meet that monkey in the air to tongue him. And as I'm jumping down here, I swallow him, and you want to make sure there's a red coin here and there's a red coin here. So I land there, get that one, immediately jump and throw an upshot to get that one. And then as soon as you touch this mud, you immediately want to jump so that you're not losing any speed. You get up this mud really quick, tongue that monkey, and swallow him. And after you swallow him on the way down, you're going to aim a shot and then lock it at a horizontal angle. And as soon as you land on this tree, throw it. It's going to get that coin, that red coin. So then there's a monkey here at the same time. Again, this is a very input heavy. So you, again, eat that monkey, swallow him, lock the shot here, and then you fall down and touch that, throw the egg and jump up. And then tongue that monkey and keep him in your mouth. And then jump up and throw an upshot to break that cloud open. And then spit the monkey up at the flower. So kind of what all this looks like up to this point is like this. That's more or less what you're looking for. And if you see right here when I spit the monkey up at the flower, I spit and I tried to jump over the post and I missed. It was just a mistake and I decided to leave it in there. So what you want to do is walk off this post, and as soon as you touch the mud, jump. And then you do a full jump to get that coin. Do another jump off of this. Let go of the D-pad, and then, or I don't know if it matters if you let go of the D-pad. You just want to throw a neutral. As you're coming down, it's a descending neutral. And it will get that coin, and you follow the egg as it's skipping off the water, and it will get that coin as well. Sometimes it will miss. If that happens, what you can do is jump, kind of alter your jumps here, jump here and just kind of hover back into it, and keep going. It wastes a little bit of time, but it's definitely not the end of the world. And as soon as I land, if everything goes optimally, as soon as I land on this tree, I start aiming an egg just enough to get this red coin. And it'll skip off and then die, and you want to make sure you're jumping and clipping just the very edge of this red coin so you get it and then land on this platform as well, or on this piece of the ground here. So then I jump up, here, and I tongue this monkey, and I hold him in my mouth until you have a good spot to swallow him. Eat this monkey. You don't have to back tongue that one. I kind of slowed down when I did that. But I basically am just eating monkeys here and then jumping into the mid-ring to make sure I'm at 20 stars and then go on. So this whole first screen, I know I usually play the video back and you see the whole thing without any stops, but I think it's kind of important that I want to play these by sections here because there's a lot of stuff going on this stage. So the first screen just kind of looks like this all together. The back tongue, first flower shot, eat that monkey, 2 red coins, eat him, swallow him, horizontal, up shot, spit, walk off, jump, get that red coin, neutral, get this red coin here, clip the edge of that red coin, and then just make as many eggs as you can here. And then off you go onto the second screen. So the second screen is actually going to put you in walking on mud. So what you want to do is jump as soon as you get on there and keep jumping. And I jump and then land on this post and then get a boost off of this, I call them chickens. I get a bounce off. And if you jump off of this guy too far to the right, you will end up getting these small ones, and you really don't want those guys in this stage. So I kind of bounce off the left and do a left-right to avoid grabbing those guys. And then I do a jump here. I'm going to be careful of this monkey, because if you jump too high, he'll spit seeds into you. So I jump just enough to go right under him, kind of run there for a second, and then jump again. And I swallow this guy, and I kind of... Typically what you want to do here is you want to swallow that monkey, and instead of jumping all the way over this like I did, you want to jump and land here, and then make another jump so that you don't do what I did, and that is land on this mud and run. Didn't waste a whole lot of time, but it definitely is slower. So because I have 5 eggs here, your egg count's really not all that super important here, although you do want to have some eggs. Grab one of these guys, it doesn't matter which one, and hold him in your mouth. Flutter across here, and what I do, as soon as I land, I start aiming an egg, and I line it up about right here on the ground. And then when the cursor gets right before it touches this wall, I let it go. And it breaks as a red egg, and I get 2 stars. As I fall down here, this monkey will already be jumping conveniently. So as he jumps, you want to eat him. Jump down here. And this is a tricky shot. You want to make sure when you do that, you're opening that door and you want that door. I eat that monkey, and then I jump down here and I hug that wall. I hug this left wall here on purpose, and then turn around, and then you'll see my input display quickly go from B to A here. Let me... This will be easier to see here. You'll see as I'm coming down here, watch when I hug the wall here. As soon as I turn around, you're going to see my input display go from B to A. I basically just slide my thumb from B to A when I turn around to the right. Quickly from B to A, what that does is jumps up and throws a descending neutral, which if you don't do a descending neutral, If it's an ascending neutral, the angle will be too acute here, and it will break, or the egg will die as a red egg right here somewhere, and you won't get the coin over here. If it's a descending neutral, the shot is more obtuse, which allows the egg to go over here and get this coin. So that's the difference. That's why I slide my thumb from B to A right there, is because it allows it for it to be a very quick descending neutral. What that does when you go in this door, you'll see that I get a coin over here. It's a red coin. You definitely want to make sure you're getting that coin. As you go, you're going to go into this door here. There's a flower that's going to appear in here. There's 3 shield guys. What I do is I walk forward just a little bit and throw a neutral, and it'll pop that guy. I jump over those 2 and then spit them into each other, and then upshot the flower. So I kind of flubbed this section up a little bit. Typically what you want to do is jump over. Your aim is to get this bubble, but I usually jump over and turn around to the right, and this monkey always jumps up here. So I let this top monkey go, but this guy will jump up here, and I usually turn around and back tongue him and swallow him before I get this. So I kind of messed that up a little bit here, but eventually got him, and I do that just to have an extra egg. Just follow the same path I do here. What I do, a little bit of speed tech here, is as soon as I touch that first coin, I let go, or I start pushing down, and that typically puts me right at the right angle there to go in there. As soon as you get Baby Mario back, start jumping because you're on mud. You don't want to be walking on mud. And again, I did that kind of slow, but you definitely just want to keep jumping. This is the subsection. I'm not going to pause this here until I show you where the only red coin is in here. The objective is to get through here without getting hit, which you're going to see here in a minute I did not do. I actually accidentally got hit in here. And getting hit as a sub wastes a crap load of time. The sub will just spin and spin and spin and spin for like 3 or 4 seconds. It's actually stupid how long you're stunned when you're the sub and you get hit. So your first aim, your first little corridor here is on the upper part. So you want to, on the first big section here, you want to make sure you're in the upper part so that you can just come right through here, grab that sub bubble there, and you want to start coming down a little bit because your next corridor is down below here. Your only red coin in this entire section is right here, and you want to make sure you get it. Don't follow my tutorial for this subsection. The only point here is to show you where this red coin is. I did this very sloppily, very crappy. You want to watch Brooklyn or Poor or Calco. The way they do this optimally is where you want to learn the optimal strats here. I missed the bubble here, and then as I try to come back, this fish hits me. And you can see right there how long I just am stunned from spinning. So you definitely want to get that bubble, though. It's worth noting that you do want that bubble. If you miss this bubble, you will not make it to the end, and you will go all the way back and have to do this again. So the old strat, the old speed strat here is you just run right into this. That used to be an intentional hit. That's the old strat, which I just opted to do here. The new strat, actually, there is a way when you come here to scroll the screen to the left up here and make that mace arm spawn at a different location so you can just swim right underneath it. I did not do that. I don't know how to do that yet. I haven't learned it. So the old strat is the old acceptable strat is just to get hit there. So anyway, at the end of the subsection, just go out, get Baby Mario, go in the door. So the second to last screen here, this frog is extremely annoying. Sometimes he'll do what he did here for me, which is stand there and just ribbit, which is kind of optimal here because then you can just land right where this red egg is and get the egg and tongue the frog at the same time and then swallow him as you go through the mid-ring. Sometimes when you come through here, he will not do that. He will hop forward. So if that happens, you want to make sure you're watching here because if these frogs lick you with their tongue, Baby Mario instantly goes from your back to their back. And they hop fast and can be very, very difficult to catch. And it's really, really freaking obnoxious when it happens. So you want to make sure that if he jumps forward that you're tonguing him immediately. And if that happens, tongue him immediately and then jump through the mid-ring before you swallow him. And then when you jump off this platform, then swallow him. But optimally, right here, you just want him to kind of stay there so you can eat him. And as that mid-ring pops, you're going to jump off of this section of ground here. And your goal is to land on these two posts here. And you want to avoid these fish at all costs. Jump off the posts, jump underneath that red egg block. And this is kind of RNG here too. The crab sometimes won't move as far to the right as he did for me. And it won't let you jump here and then over him. If that happens, you just gotta kind of adapt. What I do is if he just completely stops here, I come down here and I just land in the water on purpose and I swim and come under. It wastes some time, but it ensures that I don't get hit. Losing stars here can be a pain, although there is a star cloud on the last screen, I believe. But anyway, you want to try not to get hit here. So optimally, he'll move to the right like he did here, so you can land there, do a quick little left-right run on him, because you have a red coin in here that you need to get. And as you jump up here, I'm actually unsure of what's in this cloud, to be honest with you. It might be stars. So in a practice session, you may want to like crack this open just to kind of see what's in it, because I don't remember what it is. But anyway, if you don't need that, you get that coin, jump out, and this fish will sometimes jump up and get in your way. If he does, the rule of thumb is you want to jump up, and when you tongue him, let go of the D-pad so that you won't lose any speed when you're going forward. But for me, he just stayed there. Again, more RNG. Sometimes this frog will stay there and ribbit like he does for me. Other times, he will jump up and then start hopping toward you. If he jumps up here, he tries to tongue you almost immediately after. So if you're not watching for that, he will get Baby Mario and he'll start hopping to the right. Optimally, you just kind of want him to stay down here, but if he jumps up, just adapt and watch him. Make sure he doesn't tongue Baby Mario and make an egg out of him. So he kind of stayed there for me, so I hop around, I tongue him, but before I swallow him, I throw an egg here to get this, and I swallow him on the ground because I'm waiting for the flower to pop open. I get the flower and I come to the left on purpose because I was trying to reset the cycle for these platforms, but I ended up messing it up anyway. So ideally, there's a one cycle here that you can just jump up these platforms and on up, but I missed it. So I had to get that coin manually and just kind of wait there for a second. Jump up. And when I ate this guy, I tried to jump and eat him, but he just kind of ate him on the ground, which is super slow. Don't do that. So then I jump down here and I make eggs out of all these guys. But I actually have 6 eggs already. One behind Yoshi, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an enemy in my mouth. So what I do is I hold him there if I already have, this strat is not required. I'm actually very, very surprised that I ended up getting it for the tutorial. And it's nice because I get to showcase how it works. If you have 6 eggs, tongue that guy. And what I do is I start turning around right here. I start aiming a horizontal shot and I lock it about right there. And it like I said, I miss this almost all the time in half-world runs. I almost never get this. But I went for it in the tutorial, fully expecting to miss it, and I got it. So, you want to lock your egg shot about right in the middle of Yoshi's body. And then jump down. When you get to about when the egg cursor is not fully past these blocks, let go. And what that should do is the egg should should skip off the water and bounce off the ceiling at the same time and grab that red coin. If it does not, then you have to swim under here to get the red coin. Again, not reset worthy. So if you get it, jump on the crab, walk over a little bit to get that red coin, and then back out, and then jump over all this mud and land on these stairs. And as soon as you land on these stairs, pull out an egg and hold it, because when Yoshi's walking down the stairs and holding an egg, it's faster. So, and then go in the door to the last screen. So what I do here is I jump and I land on this first piece of platform here, and I jump, do a short jump to get on the middle one, and then I do a jump out here. There's 2 red coins here. I jump up, I get that one, and as soon as I kind of, let's see here. As soon as right as I touch this middle coin here, I throw a descending neutral, and what happens is that you'll get that coin and it'll break open this flower, and you can just run right through it. And then the most important thing to remember here, without losing speed, is to get that flower. And what I try to do is I try to land on this flat ground right here, and then jump up. So when you land on stairs, walking upstairs is obscenely slow. So when you land on stairs, as a general rule of thumb, you want to walk on stairs for a few frames before you jump off. And I kind of did not do that, so I lost a bunch of speed here. And I always try to tongue this monkey for the Z-Wing, but I missed it. So I had to kind of adapt here. So I grabbed that green Shy Guy. And then as you land, you want to land on the stairs and turn back. And you want to stop moving, stop touching the D-pad, and then throw a neutral. And what that'll do is it'll get that last red coin. And as you jump off of these stairs, you want to make sure that if you land on this mud, that you're jumping immediately so that it doesn't slow you down. Because at this point, the goal ring is already loaded in. So if you slow down at all right here, you're going to miss the Z-Wing. So you want to kind of just don't slow down there and then run and then do your normal Z-Wing out. This is, again, this is a very input-heavy stage. It's not inherently difficult once you kind of get the hang of it, but it was a major wall for me, so don't be surprised if it is for you too. It can be a fun stage, but it is probably one of my least favorite stages in the entire game. And that's okay. You don't have to like every stage. But this is one of my least favorites. I think 2.8 is probably 2.8 or the long auto scroller in World 6 is probably my least favorite. Although at the end of that auto scroller, there's a neat section at the end where you can skip the second auto scroller. So again, that one is even still better than 2.8 and this stage. But there are some neat things that you can do in the stage, and it's just, I have a sour taste in my mouth because it just took me so dang long to learn this stage. And get it down to where it didn't look like trash. So anyway, I'm going to let this one play out from start to finish with no stops.